Hello and welcome to the Horsemanship and Mindset podcast with your host, Kimberly Dunn of Idlewild Horsemanship and Mindset Coaching. This podcast is here to bring you the very best in tips, tricks, and advice to help you better understand yourself, your mindset, and your horse, because your horsemanship starts with you. Let's go.
Hello, welcome back to the Horsemanship and Mindset podcast. If you are new here, welcome. I'm delighted to have you. If you are old here, hello. Thank you for coming back. I hope all is well with you guys. And I'm going to dive straight into today's episode. So this week, I'm going to be talking about napping, quote unquote. Now, I am unsure as to whether napping is a term that is used outside of the UK as well as inside of the UK. So if you are listening to this and you're not from an area which has ever used the term napping when it comes to horses, napping is a term that is used when horses have stopped moving forward. So let's say, for instance, you're trying to leave the yard or the barn to go out on a trail ride or a hack, and your horse just stops and doesn't want to go forward. That is napping, basically. And it's a really, really commonly used term or word. And it's really that one word is stopping us, and well, it's stopping many equestrians from actually helping their horses, because it's a word that kind of comes with this like derogatory kind of feeling and thought pattern of, the horse is being naughty. So it often comes with, oh, he's started napping again, or he's just napping. They're being stubborn. Don't let them win. Just kick on and get on with it. Don't give them time to think about it. It's that kind of mindset that comes with the term napping. And today, what I want to do is to challenge that way of thinking. Now, if you're listening to this podcast, the chances are you may or may not already understand what's going on with the quote unquote napping. It might not be a term that you use or have used. Or you might be new to the podcast, and this might hopefully kind of shift things for you a bit, because I do want to challenge that. But if you do have a friend or anybody you know that might benefit from listening to today's episode, please share this with them. Because it's really important for me to help people understand that your horse isn't trying to get out of doing something. They're actually just communicating that in that moment, something doesn't feel safe to them. It doesn't feel clear to them, perhaps, and it doesn't feel possible to them. And the way that we have traditionally, and we've all done it, the way that we've traditionally responded actually makes that problem bigger. So let's dive into this. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this today is because, honestly, it was a term that I'd sort of forgotten about, because it's no longer how I think or train anymore. It's not something I use or think about or talk about. Oh, excuse me, President George, good grief, apologies. I'm with you. I'm present. I'm just so tired. So yeah, I was working with a client recently, and we were talking about helping her horse to find confidence out riding. And I'd given her some tips and things to try, which she was really, really receptive to. But she had said, "Oh, a friend of mine has said, you shouldn't break it down like that when they're napping, because you are then just teaching them that it's okay for them to turn around and come home." And unfortunately, there is this kind of mindset around when a horse, quote unquote, naps, you shouldn't give them time to think. You shouldn't stop. You should get them to keep going, and you need to crack on and get your whip out or keep kicking and push them through it. And we've all had that horrible feeling of you're doing all the things and you're flapping around trying to get the horse to go and they're just stuck. And so one of the biggest shifts that I kind of want to get across today is that if we can move away from asking, how do I make my horse do this, to asking, what is my horse finding difficult about this moment and how can I help them? Like, that shifts everything, doesn't it? That one question. So you go from, how do I make my horse do this, to, what is my horse finding difficult about this moment and how can I help them? Like, what a shift that is. It changes everything. And horses don't wake up plotting our demise. They don't wake up plotting how they can annoy us today. They're not having meetings in their paddock or in the barn trying to decide how today they're going to ruin our trail ride or a hack out. That's just not what's happening. They are responding to what they experience in each moment. Okay. So if you are going out somewhere, so say you're going out on a hack, you're going on a trail ride, maybe you're on the cross-country course or something, or I don't know where you are, you're somewhere and your horse stops. Maybe they plant their feet. Maybe they've started backing up. Maybe they're trying to spin around. Maybe they're trying to rush home. Or perhaps they've just lost that desire to go forward. So instead of immediately labeling that as, this behaviour of napping, what about if actually you can become curious instead? Because that behaviour can mean so many different things. It can mean they're worried. It can mean they don't understand something. Maybe they're overwhelmed, which is probably most likely. Maybe they're physically uncomfortable. Maybe something's going on there. We all know about worrying about our horses being in pain. Maybe they're mentally exhausted. So that kind of goes in with overwhelm. Maybe they're genuinely frightened of something. Maybe they have learned through previous experiences that this situation isn't safe. And this is something I want to come back to. When we're in situations where your horse is worried about something and you kick on and you kick on and you kick on and you push through it, you rush past the thing and you think, yes, that's it, we've done it, we've made them go forward, we've made them get past that thing. In doing that, you've got your horse past the thing, but you've got them through it or past it or over it or whatever by really overloading their system even more than it. So the point where they stop, they're already, at a point where they're at threshold, where they've reached a point in their nervous system where they're about to tip into fight or flight, right? So by us then forcing them to face this fear or whatever it is, by literally almost like pushing them past it, you are then tipping them into fight, flight, or freeze, right? Okay. So that's when they're definitely going into this. Obviously, like, this is a case by case thing, and I can't see your horse right now and exactly what's going on because there's different variables to add into this. But this is quite a generalization, but hopefully this is giving you a bit of a picture of what's going on. But so then when they experience getting over, away, past whatever it is that they've been worried about that's causing them this, they don't want to go forward, they aren't going to bank that as a good experience because there was no relaxation. Okay, that's going to get logged as a core trauma memory. And so you're going to come to this thing again, and the chances are you're going to get the same behavior again. Whereas if you allow them to chill, if you allow them to calm down and you work through the thing when you're at it, which I'll talk about in a bit, then you're more likely to bank that as a better experience, as a calmer experience. So it's not gonna, be as dramatic the next time. Okay. So this previous experience that this situation isn't safe is most likely, something's happened to them before, or we've upped the ante with them And that's then made it even more unsafe. Do you see what I mean? So there's a scary thing. Oh no. Oh, and now there's a scary thing. And my human is bashing me up with the crop because they want me to go past it. Does that make sense? So to add to that, maybe your own tension about the thing, or going over the jump, or leaving the yard is communicating something you don't even realise as well. But what's really important about all of the things that I've just talked about is that we understand that the behaviour, the napping, quote unquote, behaviour is simply a symptom. It's not the root cause. Okay. This didn't just pop up out of nowhere. And unfortunately, and again, the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is the general consensus in the horse world is that we've all been taught differently. We've all been taught that if we stop, if we let them think, if we, God forbid, reassure them, if we break the task down, we've let them win. And I hear this all the bloody time, and it's very annoying. We've let you're going to let them win. You're going to let them get away with it. If you get off, he's going to expect it every time, and you've let him win. If you've turned back, then you've taught him that he can go back. If you stop, you are rewarding bad behaviour, and so that's going to keep happening. Very annoying. But here's my question to you. What exactly has your horse won? What have they won? What is this competition? What is this battle? Why are you battling with your horse? What's that all about? If they are genuinely frightened, what have they gained from this? They are not trying to dominate you. This is not the horse's nature. Okay, they are not trying to dominate you. They are trying to feel safe. All they want to do is feel safe. And those are two very different things. Okay? So if you think about it this way, if someone forced you to walk across a bridge that you were absolutely terrified of, would someone dragging you across that bridge make you feel more confident? Would it make you feel empowered and like, oh yeah, actually I've got this, if someone dragged you across? Or would it confirm that bridges are scary? So you're already scared of this bridge, and someone is either trying to drag you, like, come on, just get on with it. Someone's dragging you across and you're scared, or they're pushing you across and you're scared. So not only are you scared of the bridge, you're also like being manhandled around, which is making it even more unpleasant. Like, what is that going to do for your experience the next time you get to a bridge? Because the same's true for our horses. Confidence in your horse and trust in your horse, connection, is not created through force and through bullying them through things. That's not how, it's just not going to happen, I'm afraid. You'll get compliance maybe, but you're definitely not going to get relaxation, and you're not going to get connection or trust, ultimately. All of that, the trust, the connection, relaxation, is created through successful experiences. So how then can we help our horses without then thinking, right, okay, so there's a scary thing. Right, let's just turn around and go home. Because that's not what it's about either. So we are still going to help our horses through these things. This isn't about, avoidance. This isn't about being like, oh yeah, look, there's a bridge. Right, better go home then. We can't go that way. We're still going to help our horses. We're still going to help give them confidence. We're still going to expand their comfort zone. This is about gently expanding their comfort zone, not chucking them outside of it. So I'm hoping this is making sense to you. Helping our horses isn't the same as just giving up and going home. Supporting our horses isn't the same as just avoiding things, because sometimes our horses really do need encouragement. Okay. Sometimes they do need us to show them that it's okay, to partner with them on something, to take the lead on something. And I don't mean that in a dominating way. Absolutely. So sometimes they need us to believe that they can do something before they can believe it themselves. But being a horse's partner in this and being able to lead them through this, literally and figuratively, and force aren't the same thing. Okay. So what you're doing is saying, don't worry, I've got you. You've got this. Okay. That's the energy we're going for. Whereas force is more like, get on with it. Go on, get on with it. You should be able to do this by now. Why can't you do it yet? We've done this before. Just get on with it. The difference in that to, I've got you. You've got this. Like, how different is that? One of those things builds trust. The other builds resistance. It builds disconnection, doesn't it? I remember when I was very young and I was learning to swim. And it was traumatic because I was really scared to, when you go for swimming lessons with school, and I was terrified of taking my feet up from the bottom of the pool. Terrified because I couldn't swim. Unless I had a, whatchamacallit, a little float out in front of me. Anyway, the swim instructor, who was my mum's friend, she was very much like, come on, just do it. Just get on with it. And I remember she used to like kick my feet out from underneath me and just be like, go on, off you go. Just get on with it. And it terrified me. It made me hate her. And it, funnily enough, did not get me swimming because it was building even more like fear of the thing because I was having that control completely taken away from me and being forced into it. And I literally, at that age, like I was thinking I was going to die, and that didn't build trust. And it's not like with your horse and me in this moment, I was only a small child, but you don't need that. Come on then. Come on, you can do it. Like, not that. We're not like fluffy. We're not fluffing things up here. But encouragement, like, do you know what? In a minute, Kim. In a minute, little tiny Kim who's trying to learn to swim. I'm going to lift I'm going to help move your feet and you're going to try for 1 or 2 kicks to see if you can swim. And if not, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Like the difference in that as opposed to, come on, just get on with it. There goes your feet. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to drown. Like there's ways of doing things. Okay. We don't have to be fluffy, petting, force feeding them treats. Like there's ways of doing things that are balanced that will help your horse and build confidence. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say about that. So, yes. So that method of teaching me to swim there was no trust. There was resistance. I just shut down. I didn't want to do it at all because I wasn't getting a bit of support, which I needed. Poor little Kim trying to learn to swim there. Sad times. That's probably like, we're going to have to do some work on that at some point. I can swim now, mostly. Anyway, so now let's think about how we can help a horse instead. So firstly, pausing. So again, we are very, very, as a whole in the equestrian world, go, 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 do, just get on with it. Sweaty saddle blankets. We've got this amount of time to get this amount of work done. Off we go, bish, bash, bosh. But what if, when we're running into issues with our quote unquote issues with our horses, what about if we just paused? You don't have to sit there for 10 minutes, but just stop. Just take a moment to stop. Long enough so that you can gather information. Take a breath. Notice your own body because, again, you are like so much of your partnership with your horse. It's half of you. Or no, you are half of your partnership. To take a breath. Notice your own body. Are you holding your breath? Are your shoulders tight? Are you gripping? Because if you are, because you're tense now, because your horse has stopped, you being tense isn't going to help. Our nervous systems speak incredibly loudly to our horses. So can you just stop and take a breath for yourself? And then once you've done that, again, this is like 3 seconds now, ask yourself, what has changed? What has changed about the situation? What's going on in your environment? Is there a tractor pheasant, shadow, narrow gateway. Is there another horse going? Are you heading away from home? Are you crossing water? The answer often lies in what happened just before the behaviour. Now, one thing I just want to mention about like scanning your environment. This is in a calm way, okay? Because what I see happen often and hear often is someone on their horse being like looking for things almost for their horse to find, if you see what I mean. Like, I see there's a pheasant over there, there's a tractor. Oh. Like, think calm. So you're going to take a breath. Your horse is upset about something or they've stopped. So you're going to look and you're going to breathe as you look and you're going to scan your environment and say, oh, okay, I see there's a tractor. Oh, okay, I see there's a shadow. Take a breath. We really notice if you're talking to your horse, notice the pitch, notice the tone. Okay. We're not, oh, yes, okay, well, you're fine. We're fine. We're all fine. Think about your tone. Think about the cadence. Okay. Think about the rhythm of your voice when you're scanning this. And thirdly, let's break this task into something your horse can succeed with. Okay. So again, we're helping our horse through this. Every moment you are with your horse is an opportunity for you to help train them, for you to help expand their comfort zone, their window of tolerance, their nervous system. You get the opportunity to help them with this. You can either help them or you can hinder them by trying to force them, okay? Now, maybe instead of asking for 50 meters past this thing, you ask for 3 steps. Then a breath, then another 3, then a breath. Pause. Because growth and confidence will grow through tiny wins. It doesn't have to be giant literal leaps, okay? Break it down. Break it down. And celebrate moments of curiosity with your horse, because the moment they offer a step or they look or they try, that is where learning and growth lives for your horse. Again, growth in their nervous system, in their window of tolerance, but also mentally, life experience wise, trust wise, confidence wise. Things do not have to be perfect. Okay. So I'll just give you a few more examples of breaking down. So there's things you can use like approach and retreat. So let's say, there is something scary that they're trying to go past. I don't know, a new bale of hay that just appeared or something. Take a step or two, stop, see where they're at. If they're relaxed, continue. If they're not, stop. You take a breath, let them take a breath, turn around, go back a few steps. That's your retreat, and then go again. In going back a few steps, what you allow is for your horse to relax because they're moving away from the thing. In their head, they're moving back towards safety. Okay, so you allow them to regulate the nervous system, and then you go back again. If you continue to add on and on, I'm stacking my hands as I talk about this. If you continue to keep piling on, without allowing your horse to take a breath and just regulate, you are you're trigger stacking with your horse, okay? And then that's where we get the kind of bigger reactions, the turning around and running home reactions. So if you can allow them to reset, they're more likely to be able to cope with the thing. That's why breaking things down and allowing your horse a minute to regulate themselves is so, so important. So when I say your horse regulate themselves, I'm thinking about things like your horse takes a breath out, your horse licks and chews, they offer a blink, a yawn, maybe they shake, as in shake it off, not as in they're physically shaking. All of those things will help show you they lower their head, that your horse is relaxing. And I want you to reward that relaxation as well. Tell them, good boy, good girl, give them a rub, etc. Okay, those are the bits that you want to reward. Now, one of the greatest gifts that we can give our horses is replacing judgment and labeling with curiosity. So instead of saying, my horse is being difficult, ask, what is making this situation difficult for my horse? Because that one shift changes our energy, our approach to the situation, our timing, our patience, and our training. So ultimately, the relationship that you have with your horse. Okay. So hopefully all of that's made sense and it's kind of giving you some idea of, right, okay, how can I help my horse rather than how can I get them past this goddamn thing? And I'd like to leave you with this thought. Behaviour from our horses, whether it's behaviour that we like or don't like, it is communication, always. They cannot speak our language. They can't. They are a different species. We often forget that, which sounds ridiculous, but we have this expectation that horses should just know things and just do things. They are a different species to us. Behavior is communication, always. Whether we understand the language, where it's come from or not, our job is not to silence the communication, not to shut it down. Our job as our horses, humans, is to become better listeners. Because when our horses feel heard, they do not need to be shouting. Things get considerably less dramatic. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode resonated with you and you would like personalized support, some hypnosis maybe, some confidence work, some more horsemanship, or just understanding what your horse is trying to tell you, I would love to help. I have some spaces open to work with me one-to-one over the rest of the summer. So send me an email at info@outerwildhorsemanship.com or send me a DM on any of the socials. I am at the Horsemanship and Mindset Coach, and we can have a chat about how I can support you and your horse. And as always, if you enjoyed today's episode, I would be so grateful if you could leave a review, share it with a friend maybe, because it really helps more horse owners to discover the podcast. And until next time, please remember, your horse isn't out to give you a hard time. More often or not, actually what's going on is they're having a hard time. And then that's when you step in to help your horse. Okay? I hope that was helpful. You know where I am if you need anything. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.